The desert wind blew hard across the empty land, carrying sand like tiny knives through the air. Ethan Ward tightened his scarf around his face as he drove his old rover across the dunes. His job was simple: check abandoned mining fields and report any danger. But today the desert felt wrong. Too quiet. Too still. The vultures circling high above were the first sign something unusual was happening. Ethan slowed the rover. Vultures only circled when something was dying or dead. He stepped out and shielded his eyes from the sun. There, far ahead, something dark lay on the sand. Not an animal. Not a human. Something else. Something shaped like a woman. Ethan's heartbeat picked up. He grabbed his water pack and ran toward the body. The vultures hissed and hopped away when he approached. He stopped in shock. It was a woman. But not human. Her skin was pale silver, cracked from heat and dehydration. Her hair was long and shimmering, tangled with dust. Her body was thin, covered in bruises, and her wrists had deep red marks as if she had been tied. She wasn't dead, but she was close. Her lips moved weakly. No sound came out. Ethan knelt beside her. Hey, stay with me. Can you hear me? Her eyes fluttered open. They were bright blue like glowing crystals, but full of fear. She whispered something so faint that Ethan had to lean close to hear. Help! Her fingers reached up to him, shaking, desperate. Ethan grabbed her hand. It felt ice cold, even under the burning sun. I'll help you, he said firmly. I promise. But then he noticed something that made his stomach twist. Around her were footprints. Alien footprints. Many. And they all led away. Never coming back. She hadn't been lost. She had been left here. Left to die. Left as prey. Desert Rescue. Ethan lifted the alien woman into his arms. She weighed almost nothing, like her strength had already faded long before he found her. The vultures moved closer, waiting. Ethan glared at them and carried her to the rover as fast as he could. Once inside, he placed her on the seat and turned on the cooling system. Her chest rose and fell slowly, weakly. He held a water tube near her lips. Drink. Slowly. A small drop touched her tongue. She swallowed with effort. He gave her another drop. Then another. Until she blinked at him, confusion and fear mixing in her glowing eyes. Her voice was barely there. Why? Help me? Ethan looked at her bruised wrists, her cracked lips, her half-dead body lying in the sand before he arrived. Because you needed help, he said simply. Her breathing shook. She didn't understand. As if kindness was foreign to her. As if no one had ever helped her before. A dark truth. As he drove back toward the outpost, the woman finally spoke again. Her voice was thin, trembling. My name is Sira. Ethan nodded gently. Good, Sira, I'm Ethan. Her gaze stayed on him a long moment. She looked scared. Not of him, but of memories. They left me, she whispered. Ethan gripped the steering wheel tighter. Who? My own family, she said, voice breaking. My clan. Ethan felt his stomach sink. Why would they leave you? Sira closed her eyes, tears slipping down the sides of her face. I am weak, not like them. Not strong. Not useful. Her voice cracked painfully. They tied me, dragged me, and left me for vultures. Ethan stopped breathing for a second. Her own family had done this to her. Sira whispered again, on my world. The weak are abandoned, sacrificed. It is the law. Her eyes softened with deep sadness. They said, I was better off dead. Ethan felt anger rising hot, heavy, fierce. No one deserves that, he said quietly. No one. Sira stared at him as if she didn't believe the words. At the outpost, Ethan brought her inside his small desert outpost. The cool air made her shiver. He set her on a bed and gave her water, then warm broth. She ate slowly, carefully. As if unsure if it was real. Her hands shook with every sip. "You're safe here," Ethan said. Sierra looked around the room like she had never seen a safe place before. When he tried to clean her wounds, she flinched. "I won't hurt you," Ethan assured gently. Sierra stared at his hands for a long moment, then nodded weakly. He cleaned her wrists, applied ointment, wrapped bandages. She watched him closely, every movement, every touch, her eyes wide, almost fearful. When he finished, she whispered, "No one has ever helped me this way." Ethan's chest tightened. "You deserve help," he repeated. She looked confused again, as if she didn't understand the meaning of the word. Night of fear that night. As a sandstorm raged outside, Ethan heard her breathing in panic. He rushed to her room. Irie sat up, trembling, gasping for air. "Don't leave me alone," she whispered. Ethan sat beside her. "I'm here. I won't go anywhere." She slowly reached toward him, her fingers brushing his hand. "Why are humans like this?" she asked. "Why help someone useless?" Ethan shook his head. "You're not useless. You're alive. And you matter." Sierra's eyes widened. No one had ever told her that. Tears fell silently down her face. "I matter?" "Yes," Ethan said softly. "A lot." Sierra leaned toward him slowly, resting her head lightly against his shoulder. Her voice was fragile. "Back home, no one touched me with kindness. Not even once." Ethan placed a gentle hand on her back. "You're safe now. With me." A heart learning hope. Over the next few days, Sierra healed. Her color returned. Her strength slowly grew. She still moved cautiously, but her eyes, once full of loneliness, now carried a small light. She followed Ethan everywhere. When he worked, she watched. When he cooked, she learned. When he spoke, she listened like every word mattered. One evening, while he fixed a generator, she approached him quietly. "Ethan." He turned. "Yes?" She held her hands together nervously. "Why? Do you not fear me?" "Why should I? I am alien. I look different. My people abandon others. Humans fear us." Ethan smiled gently. "I judge people by their heart, not their species." Sierra's eyes softened, glowing softly like stars. "My heart," she whispered. "No one ever looked at it before." "Well," Ethan said, "I'm looking now." Sierra's breath hitched. She touched her chest lightly. "You see me, not what I was left as." "I see who you are," Ethan said. "Kind, gentle, stronger than you think." She lowered her head, shy and overwhelmed. "No one ever spoke to me like this." Her choice. After sunset, Sierra stepped outside the outpost for the first time. Ethan followed her. She looked at the stars above, trembling. "My people believed I had no value," she whispered. "But you made me feel alive again." She turned toward him, her glowing blue eyes filled with warmth. "You became my salvation," she said softly. "My one rescue in a world that wanted me dead." Ethan felt his heart pull tight. "You saved yourself," he replied. "I just gave you a chance." Sierra stepped closer. Her small hand touched his. "I want to stay," she said. "Not because I fear the desert, but because I feel safe with you." Ethan squeezed her hand gently. "I'm glad you're here." Sierra's eyes shone with emotion, beautiful, soft, full of hope. "In my culture," she whispered, "the one who saves us becomes part of our soul. Our chosen family." Ethan smiled. "Then I'm honored." Sierra leaned into him slowly, trusting him completely. "Ethan, thank you for giving me a life my own family never gave." She closed her eyes, resting in the comfort she had searched for her whole life. And for the first time, the alien woman who was left to die finally felt loved, protected, and seen. By a human who became her salvation.